Striker Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by Warhammer Combat Cards, a card battle game featuring your favourite Citadel miniatures from the 40k universe. Build your army decks, dominate opponents in player versus player action, collect and upgrade cards to fit your strategy, improve their power and unlock unique traits. Choose from all 40k factions, take part in campaigns based on iconic 40k battles, rise to the top of the leaderboard and win glory. Free to download and play. Link is in the video description below or on the channel homepage, and by using the unique link it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2000 points, it's Season 8, and it's the Space Horse versus the Tyranids. Alright, so welcome to this 2000 points game. It is a league battle here, Tyranids making their debut, and then the Space Horse as well being entered into the league now as well. So both armies looking to get a good result in this first battle form. There's 3 games for each of the factions to play, all being well, in the league, and then we'll then figure out which armies go through to the last stages of the season as the year goes on. Then we can look forward to, at the end of the year, the season final to see who is the champion of our Season 8 battle report. It's been good so far. I've been enjoying the variety and the fairness as well. All the factions that are available getting a chance, an equal chance to try and make their bid to be champions for this year. So, just before I run through the Tyranid list, I just mentioned the patrons at gold level. Alex Stillwell, Andrew Swan, Marcus Anthony, Luke Schwengel, Nicholas Lucas, Paul Cook and Will Wright as well. So a good number of people supporting now at gold level. You can check out the end credits for those supporting at silver level, and then thanks also to those supporting at bronze. All the proceeds on the Striking Scorpion 82 Patreon page go directly to my local War Games Club SSWG. It was them that got me into 40k and a number of other gaming systems as well. Great club, and so I've set up the Patreon page to help them out. And they use the proceeds to create new and exciting terrain projects, which we hope to feature in our games. So 2000 points of Tyranids here. You can check out the latest Tyranid complete army video for the whole rundown of the list, all the tactics and strategies behind that, and the reasoning behind choosing all these different units. But I'll run through the list here. It's a double battalion now, and then Battle Forge, the 13 command points drops down to 12 because I have taken an upgrade here for the X-Crown. I'll cover that a bit later here. But 2 battalions. The first battalion, it's the bit that's designed to chew through the enemy here. It's the nastier close combat battalion just here. So Broodlord is one of the HQ choices for this battalion. So psychic powers for him is the Horror, and I've also given him Onslaught as well. He's taken one of the new relics from the book, which is the Resonance Barb. So he's on +1 to his Deny the Witch test and also to his Psychic test, and he knows an additional power. So that's the relic that's been granted to him. Then the second HQ choice is the Swarm Lord. He is the warlord for this army, so Alien Cunning is his warlord trait. He can make a redeploy just before the battle begins. And then Psychic Powers for him, Paroxysm, and then Psychic Scream is the 2 powers available for him, as well as Smite available to both of these. It is Hive Fleet Kraken here, so rolling 3d6, choosing the best for my advanced rolls. Then I can disengage from close combat and then charge the same or a different target. So a bit of flexibility for their close combat ability for these units. The battalion is these 2 HQs, then these troops, and you can see a unit of Raveners to make up this first battalion. So then for troops, 3 units of Gene Stealers. So a lot of Gene Stealers in this list. 2 units of 12, and then 1 unit of 14. 4 models in each armed with Acid Maws, and they're all equipped with Rending Claws as well. And then finally 6 Raveners with Death Spitters and Rending Claws for them. So then the second battalion, 2 roles for this, screening with these large units of Hormagaunts, and then artillery support here as well, and some psychic help with these 2 Neurophropes. The Hive Fleet for them is 2 options taken here from the new Psychic Awakening book for the Tyranids of Blood of Baal. So I've gone for Metamorphic Regrowth, so regaining a lost wound on my monsters, so it's going to help out those monsters there at the back. And then Biosphere Consumption. Turn 1, for monsters here, or any turn where there's no enemy models within an inch and I haven't moved, I get 6+ Feel No Pain again for the monsters, just to try and preserve and help keep them alive for as long as possible. And then that 13th command point has been spent on Progeny of the Hive, and it is Voracious Ammunition. So at the end of your shooting phase, select one enemy unit that had 1 or more models destroyed this phase. As a result of an attack made by this model, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. That's been granted to the Exocrine just there, just to make its firepower a little bit more deadly. So 2 HQ choices, 2 Neurophropes here. Psychic Powers is a catalyst for one of them, and then Psychic Scream for the other. 3 units of 20 Hormagaunts. This is to make up the troops choices, so 3 units of 20. And then finally the monsters here, 2 Tyranifex models here with their Rupture Cannons and Stinger Salvos as well, and then finally an Exocrine there as well. But that is the Tyranid list here. It's been developed but as yet untested, so we'll see how well they perform against the Space Wolves. And they're up against a Space Marine chapter that relishes close combat here, and a bit of a classic as well, the Space Wolves taking on the Tyranids, a combination that's quite classic in the lore. But that's the list here for the Tyranids. Aaron Allen's going to take command of the Space Wolves. He's very much looking forward to using them, and so that's worked out well. I get a chance to debut here with the Tyranids. We're going to share using the Space Wolves, so Aaron's going to take command of them in this game, but in future battles I may well get to use the Space Wolves. We'll see what happens, but for this game I'll command the Tyranids and Aaron will run the Space Wolves. We'll take a look now and see what the Space Wolves have in their list. Alright, so Space Wolves here, 2,000 points. Both these armies fully updated for Chapter Approved 2019. The structure for this Space Wolves list is Battleforged, Double Battalion, an extra command point for taking Bjorn the Fell-Handed, and then there's an Outrider detachment here as well. So 15 command points available for this restructured Space Wolves list. -1 because an extra relic has been taken. This army here, 90% of this army has been painted up on commission by Siege Studios. There'll be a link for them in the video description below, but they have done a fantastic job. A couple of models have just been sent through by them as well. Ulrich the Slayer, fantastic plastic model there, and then also the Iron Priest as well. So very happy to have those 2 HQs added in. But you can check out Siege Studios for your commission painting commission work, and during the game you'll get a chance to zoom in during the musical interludes and you can take a closer look at these models. So Double Battalion, you can see the 6 troops here to make it up. HQ choices, Bjorn the Fell-Handed with his True Claw, and then a twin-linked las cannon for him just to provide some firepower support. Then there is the Iron Priest, Ulrich the Slayer. And then I do have the other 2 HQs here, Canis Wolfborn, and then also a customised Wolf Lord on a Thunderwolf mount. Thunderhammer Storm Shield for him. is his war gear. He is the warlord. So Saga of the Wolfkin is his warlord trait, and he is carrying the relic, the Wolf and Stone, so that's going to grant extra attacks to himself and then units nearby as well. Saga of the Wolfkin, he needs to slay 5 models. The bonus for that is an extra attack. If there is a charge, was charged, or performed heroic intervention, he gets it himself, and then if he fulfills the Deed of Legend, then he'll start granting it to Space Wolves units within 6 inches. But to fulfill that, he needs to slay 5 enemy models during the game, and then that trait becomes activated for units within 6 inches. So that's all the HQ choices. Then I need 6 troops to make up the double battalion. So there's 4 units of Blood Claws here, and then 2 units of Grey Hunters as well. The Grey Hunters, there is a Wolfguard Terminator in each of those, each equipped with Power Sword and then Storm Bolter. The rest of them are equipped with bolters and chainswords, and then 1 model in each squad has a plasma gun as well. Blood Claws, bolt pistols, chain swords for the regular squad members, units of 7. And then there is a Terminator inside each of those squads as well. This one here, Power Axe and Storm Bolter, twin Frost Claws in these 2 squads, and the last one, Thunderhammer and Storm Shield for this squad just here. I found that my Terminators are getting picked on as a separate unit, so instead I've split them up and then put them into these different infantry squads here, and then just painted up an extra Terminator spare model just to make up the Terminator needed for the 6th squad. So, and the idea there is the Terminators are to tank hits with their 2+ armor save, a 3+ invuln save in this case, or the other way round where the infantry protect the Terminator buried inside the unit. And smaller units are able to adjust and maneuver around the board independently, or they can join up together to take on bigger targets. So that fulfills the 2 battalions. Then I have a Venerable Dreadnought, a Blizzard Shield, and then the Fenrisian Great Axe as well for him. Then Murderfang is in the list, perhaps the nastiest Dreadnought available for the Space Marines at the moment. Incredible model, amazing amount of attacks that it can get. That one's a character as well as Bjorn's, maybe quite difficult to be picked out. Need snipers to try and reach those models. And then there is Fenrisian Wolves. This is just to make up the 3 fast attack choices needed for the Outrider detachment, so unit 5 of them. Then 2 units of Thunderwolf Cavalry, all equipped with Storm Shields and Chainswords, and then the squad leader in each of those 2 squads has a Power Axe. Then finally it's the Wolfen, unit of 5, Thunderhammer and Storm Shield for 2 of the models, double Frost Claws for the squad leader, and then the Great Frost Axe for 2 of those models to make up the war gear for them. That is the Space Wolves list here. Fascinating combination. Both armies pack a mean punch in close combat. It may well be the case of who can deliver the killing blow first here in this game. But that's the 2 armies drawn up and ready to fight. We'll take a look now at scenario and deployment for this battle. Yeah, I'll mention it now, just before we go on to scenario and deployment. The second relic, which I paid the command point for, it's the Armour of Russ. It's been granted to him. Crucially, a 4+ invuln save just to try and help that Iron Priest out. But that's the lists. We'll go on to scenario and deployment next. Okay, so we have a scenario here. It's been randomly determined for this league game. We've gone to Chapter Approved 2018, mission number 1 for Eternal War. So Vital Intelligence is the name of the mission. There's 5 objectives on the board, and it's Dawn of War deployment. So Tyranids are going at this side of the board, just marked in 12 inches in. Just a straight line running across the table here. And then the Space Wolves, Aaron's marked out his deployment with the red dice running just across there. We'll go around to his side in just a moment to see the view the Space Wolves will have. There's this large complex here in the middle of the board. Infantry units entirely inside here on this top level will get the benefit of cover. I'll just call this out now. There's a couple of craters on the table, use your rules for them. And then we'll also play the infantry units entirely inside these buildings here on top will get the benefit of cover as well. And then everything else we will play as line of sight blocking terrain. The 5 objectives, they've been numbered because they need to be randomised during the game. This one's objective number 5, just marked by the cat from the Space Wolves game. Then objective number 2, marked by this canister on the Tyranid's left-hand flank. And then the central objective, which is objective number 1, just marked by this fallen Terminator on a throne. That is objective number 1. It's in the middle of the table. And then I'll just come around to the other side of the board just to show you Aaron's deployment zone. Objective number 4 on the right-hand flank. And then finally objective number 3 marked by this fallen Terminator just here. So Slay the Warlord, First Blood and Linebreaker are available in this mission. So Aaron will deploy his entire army first and go first unless, or he can choose to go first or second unless the Tyranids seize the initiative. And then it's at the start of each battle round. The attacker rolls, or whoever goes first rolls a dice, numbered between 1 to 5. That then corresponds to one of these objectives. If the number's rolled up, say number 4 is rolled, then that becomes the active objective, worth 2 points, and then all the other objectives are worth 1 point each. If 6 is rolled, all 5 objectives become active, and so they'll then be worth 2 points each. So that's the mission. Quite straightforward, this one. Quite fair as well. The objectives equally spread around the board. Victory points are calculated up at the end of the battle round. And that's from turn 1 onwards. So you can immediately start scoring points for these objectives once the game starts. We're going to deployment now. The Space Wolves will deploy their entire army first, and then the Tyranids. Alright, so the battle mat that we're using in this game is from gamemat.eu. It's a 6x4 in size, rolls out nice and flat. And then we're also using some of the terrain from gamemat.eu as well. It's the industrial terrain set. That's one building, and then I've stacked another 2 on top just to make a bigger line of sight blocking terrain piece. Some of these containers here from that set, these green boxes as well, all from their industrial terrain set. So their terrain comes pre-painted. I've done my own colour scheme here just to match it in with my AdMech terrain. There is a tutorial for that on the channel. But you can get your battle mats and your pre-painted terrain all available from gamemat.eu. And then, as well as featuring the gamemat.eu mats and terrain, I've also got some terrain here from madgamingterrain.com. This is MDF terrain here that's magnetised. You can interlink and stack all the buildings on top of each other. So that's an intro bundle that I've got from them. So check out those 2 websites, madgamingterrain.com and then gamemat.eu as well, for your supplies of battle mats and terrain available from them as well. Alright, so deployment's complete here. Tyranid army looking quite big on the table. You can see the ranks of them lined up here, getting ready to push forwards. Spread all across the board here for this Dawn of War deployment. So Hormagaunts on the right-hand side. Then Tyranifex positioned just within range of this objective number 5 here, just to camp out on that one. Exocrine next to it. Neurophrope just here. Then Hormagaunts here, Genestealers 1 and 2 squads. The unit of 14, the larger squad, is on this side here, and then the Broodlord, the Decapitator, as he's been named here, the Swarmlord. The Ravenous I've not put into Deep Strike. I've put them here because I reckon we're going to need their support very early on in the game. Both armies are going to look to get stuck into each other very quickly here in this fight. Then finally another unit of Hormagaunts on this flank, and then finally a Tyranifex holding, again, objective number 2, just in range of that on this left-hand side. So that's the deployment done for the Tyranids. No reserves for them at all. No reserves for the Space Wolves either. Everything that they have is on the board. We'll take a look at their deployment, go around to the other side of the table. So Space Wolf deployment, similar to the Tyranids in a way, spread all the way across the board here, like so. The cavalry on this flank, so Canis Wolfborn, the Wolflord on Thunderwolf Mount on this side, and then the 2 units of Thunderwolf Cavalry. Supporting them is a unit of Grey Hunters camping out on objective number 3. The Wolfen are just here, the Fenrisian Wolves in the middle, and then Grey Hunter squads 1, 2, 3, 4 of them lined up here. The Dreadnought's just behind. Murderfang slightly further forwards. The Iron Priest in with the Dreadnought so he can do repairs. Ulrich the Slayer with the Blood Claws. And then finally a unit of Grey Hunters just on top of the container here, getting ready to lend some firepower support. But a good spread for both armies all the way across the board. So we're looking for an epic clash all the way across this table. So at this point, before we determine who goes first, we will talk about battle plan and tactics here for both sides. So I'm going to run through my plan first, and then Aaron will give you an overview of what he plans to do in this fight. Alright, so battle plan and tactics for the Tyranids. I think it's pretty obvious both of us are going to go for close combat here. We could see some big fights taking place in the very early stages of this game, turn 1 and turn 2. So I think the obvious option here will be for the Genestealers, sending them in quickly with the Hive Fleet Kraken ability to re-roll 3 dice for advances, 8-inch move, 3 dice choosing the best for advance, and then the Swarm Lord's ability to send that unit on its way again for a second move and a second advance. So an early strike with them. I reckon to get into position, I use the Hormagaunts to do their screening duty. The Space Wolves can charge them if they want, and then try and line up my other units for the assault, and then to try and gun down as many Space Wolves units as possible with my firepower support, and at the same time holding on to these 2 home objectives, objectives number 2 and 5. But it's just a case really of picking the fights wisely here, sending the right units in at the right time, and trying to catch the Space Wolves out. We've been discussing the game here. Both sides pack a mean punch in close combat. Perhaps the Space Wolves slightly more of the sheer amount of attacks that they can get, the reliability of those attacks coming through, but the Tyranids have the advantage of speed. So that may give us the advantage where we can contact the Space Wolves first and try and cause more damage than they can dish out in return. That's the idea. One concern is the amount of invuln saves here with the Wolf and the Thunderwolf Cavalry. But hopefully the sheer number of attacks may well be able to break through that. I reckon I'm going to use my heavier firepower to try and bring those tougher units down. That's the plan, but we can't hold back for sure. Got to try and dominate the centre of the table, especially the central objective, to try and hold that. That's why we've got a cluster of decent units here to try and take and hold that objective, and then try and tip the balance of this game in the Tyranids' favour. But got to be careful. We could lose numbers very, very quickly if the Space Wolves can mount an effective assault. That's the plan, at least. Just aggression on all fronts here, and well-timed attacks should see the Tyranids through to victory. But we'll see what happens. We'll let Aaron run through his battle plan now for his Space Wolves.
Okay, so the plan for the Space Wolves then, because I have the choice, I think I might actually let the Tyranids go first in this game. The reason for that is I want them to get a little bit closer so that in my turn 1 I can potentially get off a lot of charges. I know that probably opens me up for a turn 1 charge from the Genestealers, but I'll just have to weather that. But I think that's the correct tactic. Other than that, it's basically going to be a matter of advancing the entire army across the board straight towards the Tyranids. And I think it's just going to be a brutal clash in the middle. Hopefully the Space Wolves can come out on top.
Yeah, okay, that's battle plan for both sides. So perhaps the side that adapts the quickest to this fight will win. We'll see. So Aaron's going to choose to go.
No, I'm going to let you go first.
You let the Tyranids go first. Okay, interesting. Right, and I take it you're not going to want to seize the initiative. All right, so no roll-off here then. So Tyranids have been handed the initiative. Is that wise? We shall see. We'll go on to the first turn, but the Hive Fleet here, the Tyranid army, will make the first move in this fight to the death. I don't think we've had this combination on the channel before. Space Wolves versus Tyranids. The battle is about to commence. Turn 1 coming up next for the Tyranids. Right, so we're on turn 1 here. Tyranid's about to go first. Aaron's not elected to pay the 2 command points for cover, so that's not been used as saving his command points. 14 of them available. Tyranids have 12. I'm going to roll here for the objective. It's a 2. It's ours. It's this one. So if we hold this one here till the end of the first battle round, we'll get 2 points for that objective. All the others are worth 1. Slay the Wardle, First Blood and Line Breaker also available in this mission. We'll get our movement underway. The Tyranid army is about to advance. Okay, so movement complete here for the Tyranids. We were discussing the game, saying that whoever goes first could put themselves in a position to be charged at, and I think that could be what Aaron's going for here, trying to let the Tyranids come forwards and then making his attack. So I've had to go forwards here. Hormagaunts pushing forwards, both advancing. I think a 2 rolled for them and a 1 rolled, or 2 rolled for them and a 1 rolled for them, so they haven't gone too far, but they formed a screen here across the front, remained stationary with these, kept the Psyker there as well. Saving the Geniuses, not going to put them out and expose them at this stage, so they've pushed through in this direction. The Raveners have kept at the back as well, and this Neurophrope just anchoring at the back. Also, not going to go after the central objective. It's just tucked around the corner there. We'll leave that one. We'll camp out on objective number 2. Tranifex holding position. Gene Stealers, a 6 roll for their advance. They've pushed right ahead and they're poised to move again in the shooting phase and still be able to charge. The second unit of Gene Stealers has moved up and formed a screen around these 2 characters. Then a 2 rolled for this unit here as well, so not very far moved by this unit of Hormagaunts either. But the Tyranids, a general surge ahead from them, but first contact potentially on this flank with the lead unit of 14 Gene Stealers. Movement done. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. Alright, Psychic Phase, quite straightforward. We'll go for Catalyst here. It's in 18-inch range. We'll try and cast it onto the Tyranids. And it's a 5. Yeah, it's 6 required. We've got plenty of command points here. I'll command reroll this one. I'd like it to go off. Right, it goes off just about on a 6. So Catalyst has been activated, and that's on that Tyranids just there. Smite now coming from the Swarmlord. It goes off on a 6, and he's just in range of these Blood Claws units. It's going to be a mortal wound scored against them. Second power for him, Psychic Scream, is going to go against the same target. No, it doesn't go off, so that has failed. Sorry, it has gone off. It's a 5 required for Psychic Scream. So D3 mortal wounds. It's just in range 18. 3 mortal wounds, roll a 6 there. So 3 more come through. That's painful for those Blood Claws. Their ranks beginning to thin here. Yeah, casualties taken. Okay. Out of range. He's just in 18 inches. It means the Broodlord is out of range for his Smite ability. Okay, but we'll use his power called the Horror. And we'll try and cast that one up. I rolled a 5 for that one. It's a 6. No rerolls available, so that power has not gone off. That would have been -1 to the hit rolls for an enemy unit. It would have gone after the Grey Hunters up there just to bring down their effectiveness for their firepower, but that's not gone ahead. Okay, he's out of range with his Psychic Scream and Smite, and that is about it. Okay, so limited psychic powers here from the Tyranids, just at 18 inch for Smite, so not reaching too many targets, but not too bad. Grey or Blood Claws being brought down on the Space Wolves front line. We'll go now on to shooting phase next for the Tyranids on turn 1. Right, so shooting phase. We'll start with this Tyranifex just here. We're actually going to shoot at 2 of the Dreadnoughts are shielded as their characters. There is the Venerable Dreadnought, but I'm actually going to fire at the Grey Hunters. I'm going to try and eliminate some of the DACA that Space Wolves have. It's a bit overkill, but there's not many tanks for us to shoot at here. Forced to hit, and we've missed. We've remained stationary, so we'll fire again, and we've got 2 hits. 2 wounds. Strength 10, -3. So Aaron's going to put it on Marines here, 6s. No, it's D6 damage each, so they've been pulverised. The first one took 4 wounds, the other one took 3. Yeah, it's been splattered here. But so the rupture cannon shots blasting 2 of the Marines to pieces. Okay, so that's that firepower done on this flank. None of these here can shoot. The Raveners are out of range, so we're just going to move on to our big guns, our artillery pieces here at the back. Okay, going to fire the exocrine first. He's sat still, so we're going to get to fire twice. Range 36. Going to fire one salvo into the first unit of Fundorf cavalry and the second salvo into the second unit. Here, so 6 shots with the first barrage here. So here it comes. Remain stationary, so 3s to hit. Ugh. Okay, 3s to wound. A wound comes through. 3 plus invuln save, nowhere near as good as we'd hoped, and Aaron passes that with ease. Okay, well, we'll go into the second unit, which is the one on the extreme flank. 3s to hit, not very good hit. Tyranid firepower, not that accurate this turn. 2 wounds come through, toughness 5, and Aaron's passed both. Well, that's pretty good. He's glad of the storm shields here. So 0 impact from him. Tyranids will go for... We'll fire at the Wolfen. 4s. 2 hits come through. 2s to wound. Yep. Invuln saves, I would imagine he's going to go for here. Okay. Now's the time for it. Here comes the command reroll.
Nope.
It's gone through. Damage is... 6, so 6 dice needing 5 pluses for the Wolfen. They only slay 1 model. See if he survives by a miracle. No, long gone. Alright, so one of the Storm Shields and Thunderhammer models can go. Same target, here it comes. 2 hits. 2 wounds, yep. Strength 10. He's rolled both, but it doesn't matter. There's no rerolls available. So one's going to go through the Storm Shield, and the other one, it would have been a foul there as well. So it's going to work out the same. So D6 damage on the Storm Shield guy. Haven't used one this turn. I'll command reroll that one. It's a 3. Okay. There's a chance of keeping him alive. 5 pluses to ignore damage. I think Aaron will be very happy if he can, which he does. The model's survived, and now it's going to take another 1 wound. You could survive this on a 5 plus. No, right. So that model can finally be removed from play. But his resilience there has kept one of the other models from being slain. So 3 remain there for the Wolfen. They've been picked on here by the Tyranid heavy guns. Okay, and that is it for shooting. So I wouldn't say disappointing for the Tyranids. Not too bad with their firepower. Pretty good. Can't expect to cause horrendous casualties because there's so many storm shields in the army. But the idea is to try and cause some casualties, at least. So a little bit left to do actually with the shooting phase. There's a unit of Gene Stealers to move. Alright, so that extra move's been done. This could be the trademark of this new Tyranid list. The 14 Gene Stealers are now here, all of 5 for advance, so 13 inches in total for their move, and they'll still be allowed to charge. So there's plenty of options. We've worked our way around, all the way around here, so I could even go for the Fenrisian Wolves as well, just preparing to charge across the front line here. Some potential heroic interventions, possibly Ulrich the Slayer potentially can get through that gap, so Space Wolves may get some support from characters here, but Gene Stealers is looking for some damage to be caused on this initial strike. We'll go on to charges and Overwatch next as the Tyranids try to put a dent in this Space Wolves army. Alright, so charge has gone ahead of 6 we rolled up, so we elected to go for these 2 units of Blood Claws and the Fenrisian Wolves. Took 3 casualties in Overwatch, frag grenades being thrown as the Gene Stealers came in, and then Ulrich the Slayer has made a heroic intervention as well. We need to bring down Wolves here, otherwise we'll be struck back hard here. Blood Claws get a nice lot of attacks potentially with their chain swords and their Space Marine extra attack ability as well. So I've declared 2 models to go into the Fenrisian Wolves. That's a total of 8 attacks, and then I'm going to put 5 into hit, 4 into hit. Just looking for 3s. We're away from the Broodlord. And 4s to wound. 1. Wolf dead. It's AP -1. So, devastating. Killed the chapter mascot here. He's gone. Alright, 1 wolf brought down. Then we'll go for, already lined it up here, 4 attacks each, because we've managed to keep our squad at over 10. So 4 and then 5 models going into hit. So 3s to hit, going for this middle squad. So All those are misses. Force to wound. Aaron can choose how he wants to tank these, either on the Terminator or on the regular models. And we have rolled utterly. Someone's forgotten to sharpen their rending claws here. Look at that, that's a shocker. The Space Wolves are filled. Right, so this is AP -4 on these. So you can take dead Marines, or you can try and go for the 5+ inv on the save on the Terminator to try and keep him alive, and then maybe use healing balms to restore him later on. There's 2 rolls of a 5+.
I think I'll go for the Terminator. So.
5+. Oh no, surely not. And oh, no, okay, 1 wound taken. We have bounced off the Space Wolves yet. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, okay, we'll press on this one, see if we can be effective here. Maybe bitten off more than we can chew here with the Gene Stealers. I was expecting just to chew through these Space Wolves here very quickly. There's a drop dice on the floor. And so, bizarre results. 4s to wound. And again, it's not that amazing. No, it's terrible. Okay. 4 saves at AP -1.
Okay, so we'll go Terminator.
Terminator's going to tank it. Passed on a 3. Passed on a 6. Fouled on a 2. You could command reroll that or leave it.
Yeah, I'll command reroll it.
3+. Yeah. Passed. No way. Yeah. Passed. We wounded a Terminator and brought down one of the Fenrisian Wolves. That is horrific here, and we're going to have to brace ourselves for the counter strike here from the Space Wolves. This is going well here for the Space Wolves. I have to say this is pretty good resistance from them. Okay, so Fenrisian Wolves to strike back here. Wolf versus Gene Stealer. 3s.
Okay.
Now looks like they've sharpened their teeth. 4s to wound.
Okay, that's 4
4 have made it through. Take our 5+ inv on save. Past 2, but 2 Gene Stealers brought down. Already you've done better than we have just here, so remove those 2 from play. Alright, so 6 from this squad. We're doing this squad in the middle. 6 of them. 1 attack each. They were charged to get an extra attack, and they're all armed with chainswords as well. So it's 2s, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. 2s to hit then. Okay. And this squad here, so they're too far away from Bjorn to get the reroll ones.
Ulrich, reroll.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, of course. Ulrich the Slayer. There you go. Reroll all them ones.
Okay. That's 17.
Maybe Gene Stealers are regretting, dare I say it, regretting charging into the Space Wolves here. 4s to wound.
Okay.
7. Yeah, it's not bad. Obviously, we're going to lose some models here. 5+ inv on saves. None. This is not good, and you're going to get first blood here as well. 4, 7, like so. It's just 2 left. Okay. Well, the Terminator haven't finished that squad yet. Unbelievable. Right, so standard 2 attacks. He was charged, so 3 attacks at 2s, and it's rerollable.
Okay, they all hit.
2 wounds come through with the axe. Yeah. 5+. Double 6 dodge. I'm getting visions of like a Saxon shield wall across here, a storm shield wall. Well, there's only one storm shield, but anyway, this is the vision I'm having here. This Saxon line being held, and certainly not breaking. Okay, so we've got a whole squad left, and plus Ulrich the Slayer as well. So you can do your chainsaw, whatever you want to do.
We could start with the Terminator with the lightning claws.
Lightning claws, yeah. So 2 attacks. Extra attack for being charged, and another attack as well for his weapons, so 4 attacks.
Attacks all hit.
Yep. And they're frost claws, your strength 5, so actually it's 3 wounds coming through. And we're dead. That is the end of that. Okay. You're making my other units of Gene Stealers nervous here. Pretty good. There's a consolidation move, 3 inches if you so wish, and that'll mark the end of the combats here. But that is an absolutely shocking result here. Gene Stealers have bounced off of the Space Marines, and then they've been wiped out in return. Okay, morale's been resolved for the casualties. It's up here. The wolves are fine. Aaron rolled low enough, and then across here for this damaged squad here. So turn's finished. Combat's all resolved, and the turn is over. This unit did consolidate in the end. It's pushed forwards 3 inches. This is going to fill you with confidence here to push forwards and take the fight to the Tyranids. Strange stuff going on here in this game. An initial Tyranid attack was successful as far as getting across the board, but it was repelled and then wiped out here. Is that a signal for what may well take place in the rest of this battle? We'll have to see, but the turn is over here for the Tyranids. Did Aaron make a mistake letting the Tyranids go first? Well, it seems to have paid off here at this stage. We'll go on to turn 1 next for the Space Wolves, coming up next. Alright, so we're on turn 1 here for the Space Wolves, and obviously they're coming straight ahead. Tyranids need to... We're not going to retreat, and we can't play defensively, but I think we've got to be careful here with the Space Wolves army. It is packed to the brim with attacks if the assaults can go ahead. They're slow enough though on foot. Tyranids have speed, but they're not much resilience here, as we've seen. Space Wolves certainly looking a lot tougher at this stage. We'll let Aaron make his moves here. I think it's going to be a general advance across the board. Maybe we'll start to see a lot of combats taking place in this kind of area around here, the centre of the table. Whichever army can last the longest, I think, will see the game through to victory. And at this stage, this early stage, looks like the Space Wolves look the stronger. We'll go on to their move. Let Aaron complete his moves for his army. Alright, so turn 1 movement here complete for the Space Wolves. Just giving you the view of Aaron's advance here from the Tyranid end of the table. Good progress being made across the board here. So both units of Thunderwolf Cavalry pushing forwards. There's the Wolf Lord, the Warlord of the army just there. Canis Wolfborn pushing through. This squad of Grey Hunters repositioning, ready to shoot. Advance and move from the 3 remaining members of the Wolfen squad, and the Wolves next to them as well pushing through. It looks like the Tyranid screen is going to be contacted here and potentially will take heavy casualties. So that's the idea, but what we're saying is if Aaron gets through this screen, which he could chew through it pretty quick, he's onto the heavy guns at the back here next on his next turn. So Tyranids need to be careful they don't get swamped by the Space Wolves very quickly. And then here, really the game's been forced to split into 2 parts just by this huge building in the middle. So we've got a battle now on this side, and then Aaron's force, the rest of it, heading over in this direction, coming forwards towards the Tyranids on this flank. So you can see the squads of Bloodclaws pushing forwards, all of them making regular moves, except this squad here, which was tucked around behind the building. That's made an advance move just to get into position. Behind them is Ulrich the Slayer. He's restored the wound on the Terminator. Yep, so that's been restored with healing balms. As Bjorn has remained where he is with the Iron Priest, just to keep his firepower accurate with his las cannon. Behind the line is the Venerable Dreadnought. Murderfang swung around to this flank, and then on top of the container is the Grey Hunters to lend some firepower support. So the game's split into 2. It's a game of 2 halves here. The armies have been split just with the way the terrain is on the board. Movement is complete. Still looking healthy here for the Space Wolves. We'll see what kind of impact they can make. Tyranids have tried to make an impact with one of their units. Space Wolves could make impact with half a dozen here potentially. We'll see. We'll go on to shooting phase for them next. So Aaron just weighing up his targets. This is a league game here for Season 8. We're on the 8th season for our battle reports. We're trying to get it better structured this year. So there is a league table. All the armies are playing an equal number of games. It's 3 games each. This is the first game for the Tyranids this season and the first game in the league for the Space Wolves as well. To check out the league and to see all the results and all the points and to see which armies are ready for action, just head over to the Plus channel. The link for that is in the description below. It's strikingscorpion82plus.tv, and on there is a tab that says League. You can check out all the information with all the league tables there. You don't have to sign up, don't need to be a member. That's available for everyone to see, and you get an idea of which armies are performing the best. At the moment, the Dracaria top of the league. They've won all 3 of their games, so they've set the standard for the other factions to follow. Okay, so you can start with the Grey Hunters. You can see them right in the top left-hand corner of the picture. A plasma gun shot's going to go into the Hive Tyrant, How dare you pick a wound off him? Because Aaron can shoot at him. He's got 12 wounds. He's not going to be hidden like these other characters. And then the bolter shots and the storm bolter shot from the Terminators. One Terminator's going to go into the Gene Stealers. So are you going to supercharge with this shot?
No.
No, he's out of range of Bjorn, so a 1 would slay him. Gets the hit though. No wound on a 1. Okay. And then bolter shot's going to be 8. Remain stationary, did they?
You did, yeah.
Yeah, 8 shots. Yeah, 2 bolter shots, getting rapid fire, and then the 4 shots from the storm bolter. 3s. It's excellent hit. It's a good vibe with the Space Wolves. They played previously in a challenge game against Aaron's Death Guard, and they did all right in that battle, and they seem to be doing well here.
Okay.
Actually, not at the receiving end now. You are in command of this army. Yeah. So wounds coming through. Toughness 4 on these. Yeah, just the 2 have made it through. So 5+ invuln saves. 2 4s. No. All right, so we'll take these 2. Yeah, Stormbolt's now from Murderfang. Gene Stealers. He's going after 3s. He can reroll. No, he's out of range. No, okay. And then forced wound.
1 wound.
Yeah, there's a bit of Dakar available from the Space Wolves hit. 4 again. No, found to dodge that one. Another casualty taken. God, no, Gene Stealers. Okay. And yeah, Stormbolter from the Venerable Dreadnought. They've all hit. And 3 wounds. Dodge 2 this time. So another 1 casualty. 4 casualties taken. Knocks us down to 8 models left in that squad. Just 2 bolt pistols hit. 1 hit. Need 4s. And a wound comes through. Saved on a 6.
Okay.
It's pretty much... Well, we've got Bjorn to shoot with here.
I think we might put Bjorn into the...
Tyranids. Okay, 2 shots. Needing 2s. Rerolling 1s. Okay. Toughness 8, but strength 9. Double 6. Dice rolling's on fire here. Okay, AP -3. 4. Devastator Doctrine.
Yep.
There's nothing I can do. Straight 2d6 damage. 7.
I'm going to re-roll that.
It's getting greedy here. No, that's a 3. A little bit better. Okay. 8 wounds taken. Excellent result. So 14 wounds down to 6.
Yeah, that'll be right.
That's... Oh, whoa. We are Hive Fleet. We haven't moved. No enemies within an inch. So 8 dice need 6s without feel no pain. So let's see if this pays off here. It's just a little bit to try and help here. And it has helped. We've shaved off 2 of those wounds. So 6 wounds taken down to 8 wounds left on the Tyranids. Yeah, forgot about Catalyst. Here, 5+. We've checked the footage and there's no 5s in there anyway, so the result's the same, but I've managed to keep 2 of the wounds away from the Tyranids here. Aaron just lining up his firepower on this side. There isn't much, really. Just the Grey Hunters, yeah, they can provide a little bit of support. They have moved, but some of them may well be in rapid fire range anyway, or you may be trying to put some wounds over here as well. Okay, we'll see where he wants to fire. Yeah, pot shots into here. So
Reroll 1s because the Wolf Lord.
yeah, so supercharge the plasma. Yeah, here it comes. 3s. It's rolled a 1. Just don't roll a 1.
Okay.
4 got the hit. Well done. And yeah, just about actually. We're toughness 8, but the wound has come through. AP, that's a rapid fire weapon. AP -3. Not saved. And damage is 2. 6 pluses. No, that's for the Hive Fleets. 2 wounds taken down to 12, and then some bolter shots and storm bolter.
Okay, 1 was 4 and 2. So that's right, isn't it? It's 4 and 2.
Yes, the bolt was moved. Yeah, so yeah, and then the storm bolter still gets 4 shots. You're on in 1s.
Oh, no.
And then we're looking for... You're looking for 6s to wound, actually. It's toughness 8. And Aaron re-rolled that 1 because of Canis nearby. Canis Wolfborn grants re-roll 1s. 2 wounds, 3 up. No, another wound taken. Well done. So down to 11 wounds left, unless we roll a 6 for our Hive Fleet. No, okay.
That's That's it.
Done. Okay, not too bad for shooting. Some damage caused, but I think we all know it's going to be the assault phase where damage could be done. Hormagaunts here, they are meant to be a shield, and that's exactly what's going to happen to them here. Aaron's going to prepare to try and cut through here. I've got 40 of them. Is it enough to hold back the assault? We'll see what happens. See how many charges go ahead. It looks like most of them will go ahead here on this flank, and it's a little bit of a stretch. We'll see if Aaron does charge of any of these units, if he wants to. See what happens. Here, we'll go on to turn 1 charges and Overwatch next for the Space Wolves coming up next. Right, so charges taking place. You can see all the way across the line here. It's gone well. The Wolfmen have gone in. Canis has made it in. The Wolf Lord has not, so he's at the back. But these 2 units of Thunderwolf Cavalry have made it in. Crazy amount of attacks for these. So Aaron planning to chew through, but I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see how many of these Hormagaunts survive, because there's 40 of them to try and get through in total. Then across here, in contrast, no charges have taken place. A couple of rerolls. Here, Murderfang gets to reroll but failed. And then across here, some units were close, but they didn't quite make it in. So no charges occurring on this flank. So a bit of a contrast compared to what's going on across here. So no combats to resolve on this flank. We'll go on to combat resolution now on this flank here. I think Aaron can be safe. You're probably safe. I'm not sure if we'll interrupt play or if it's worth it with these. We'll see. But Aaron will pick a combat and fight first to one of these units. 6 attacks, yeah.
And then the other guys are 3 and 3.
Charged, and the axe gives them an extra as well. Okay. Just working out the wolf, and this is the first unit that's going to attack here.
Okay, so this is
so crazy amount of attacks. 6 attacks with the squad leader. Yeah, this is the frost claws here. 2s.
Okay.
No reroll 1s available, but Canis is nearby. He'll grant some reroll 1s for wounds. 3s to wound, and that 1 can be rerolled.
Okay, 3 wounds.
Okay. Maybe it might be 2s to wound. I'm just going to check to see if they're strength 6 in total. The claws give +1, and they're strength 5?
Yeah.
They are, yeah, they've all wounded. So it's going to cut down 4 of these straight away. So we'll lose 4 casualties so far.
And the axes?
Here come the axes next. It's -1 to hit rolls, 3s. And then it will be 2s to wound. And rerolling 1s. That's another 8 hacked down. That's interesting. Their job is to be a screen. Their job is screen clearance. So it's like a perfect combo going on here for Aaron. So 12 casualties so far. And then we've got Canis Wolfborn is in contact with that unit. So we'll roll up the dice, see how many attacks he gets here.
He's 4 attacks plus...
Weapons plus charged.
Plus charge.
6 attacks for him.
2s to roll.
Yeah, 2s to hit. 3s to wound, rerolling 1s. It could even be, hang on again, it could be strength 6 again. Probably is.
Wolfclaw, no, it's strength 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then +1. Oh, he's only strength 4.
Strength 4 plus 1.
Okay, right, so 3s. So 3 have made it through. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. Like so. So it becomes 15.
Crushing teeth and claws.
Yes, crushing teeth and claw attacks, 2s.
All hit.
And rerolling 1s.
Rerolling 1s. No, 2 wounds.
It's AP minus on that, isn't it?
-1.
Yeah, another 2. Now, you remember the crushing teeth and claws, I always forget. So the natural Space Wolf player here, well done. That's another 2, so we're on to 17. Casualties, almost the wipeout.
Okay.
Next, so the first squad of Thunderwolf Cavalry.
Yeah,
Yeah, so there's the squad leader with 2 attacks. Oh no, it's more than that.
+1.
There's a lot of bonuses going on here. So 3 attacks for the squad leader. This is with a power axe.
Yeah.
Charged. And Wolfenstone. Just about within 3 inches.
That's 5 for him and 4 for the other guys.
Yeah, 2 attacks each for these. But they charge and they've got chainswords. They've got 4 attacks each, yeah.
Oh, plus the Wolfenstone, so 5 attacks each.
5 attacks each, yeah.
Okay. So the pack leader then?
2s. Swinging with the axe and re-rolling ones because the Wolf Lord at the back, granting all these hits, yeah, and then 3s to wound. No, 2s to wound, isn't it? Because of strength 5, yeah, so 5 casualties. The chopping begins, look at this. Next, this is all of the chainsword attacks. 2s to hit, re-rolling 1s.
Do you want to eat it?
Boy, 3s to wound. Rerolling 1s.
Okay,
It's none.
so that is 6.
6. Finally, we get an armor save of 6+, which helps to keep one of these things alive. Okay, another 5 casualties. So we're up to 10. 9 attacks with crushing teeth and claws.
9.
2s, rerolling 1s. 3s, rerolling 1s.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Another 8, and that's -1.
That's 1.
4, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's almost worth rolling the dice. We'll let Aaron attack here.
Do the crushing teeth and claws first.
Okay.
And the other unit. Reroll 1s, yeah. Okay.
Unbelievable. Superb.
Okay.
Loads of wounds. It's enough. They're gone. Destroyed. Easily destroyed. Well, just chewed a hole through my army here. Tyranid casualty pile is starting to get big here. We have taken a lot of casualties on turn 1. Horrific amount of casualties. So I had 40 Hormagaunts. I've got 3 left. 37 models slain here. Incredible work. And you can see consolidation moves taking place. So my screen has held you up for a turn. Well, not really, no. It's helped you get closer because you've been able to move forwards and then charge. Oh dear. Okay, and you're onto the heavy guns. Could be trouble here for the Tyranids on this flank for sure. We're going to attack back with these. I'll put them into the Wolfen. So they're going to get 2 attacks each. Need 4s, and they get to reroll 1s. So we get 3 hits. 5s to wound, 1 wound. This will be on the Storm Shield, 3+. No Storm Shield, so 5 up armor save. And a 5+ to ignore. Yay, we caused a wound.
3 and a 1 or something, I think.
Yeah, that's alright. So it's a 4 up armor save, but Aaron still failed there with the dice score that he got. So anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay. So on the bright side, the Space Wolves have attacked the screen. It was the intended target. That's the point of having the Hormagaunts there. And the more elite units that the Tyranids have been preserved. So they are fresh. So we can launch a counterattack of our own. But there's a lot of invuln saves going on here with these. These are tough for the Tyranids to try and deal with, and they've just blown away our protective screens. The Tyranids need to react to this quickly. We can't let the Space Wolves push through here and cause havoc in amongst these Tyranid monsters and to silence the guns. That wouldn't be good. And across this flank here, Tyranids have been preserved from a Space Wolf assault. Aaron has maintained his shield wall as they've pushed forwards, but it lets the Tyranids then launch an attack of their own. So the game is far from over yet, despite the horrific casualties that have taken place here against the Tyranids. But it's not quite over yet. That morale is going to be automatically passed for Synapse within 12 inches. Yeah, no, it's not. That squad's dead. We'll let them go. I'm not too fussed about these 3. They have been wiped out. They're not within 12-inch synapse. No, there's no one. The closest synapse is this model here. It's about 14 inches away. Okay, morale's going to be fine here, though. Synapse is not a problem. Turn is finished. Right, so points been picked up. Aaron gets the central objective. Well held. It's moved out there with the Wolves. This one's been held, yeah. And on that flank, so 3. We've got the 2-pointer, so there's 2 points picked up there. And a point picked up here as well. It's 3 points each. First blood picked up by Aaron. Yep. Okay. So, evens, roughly even. Space Wolves slightly ahead, but still all to play for here for both sides. We're going to go on to the second turn. Tyranids need to react now, and they must cause heavy damage here against the Space Wolves. There's pressure on them as we go on to the second turn. Coming up next for the Tyranids. Alright, so turn 2 for the Tyranids here, as we prepare to resist the Space Wolves' attack. It's not often the Tyranids need to repel an attack, but this is what's happening here. The game's livening up at this stage. The objective that's been rolled up for is objective number 4. It's that one is worth 2 points here, so an incentive for the Tyranids to push forward. So we'll go on to the movement phase next. Right, so turn 2 for the Tyranids movement is complete for them. Remembering to restore a wound on each of the beasts. The 2 Tyrannofexes have restored a wound. It's back up to 12 with this one, and back up to 9 with this one here. That's the second ability for the Hive fleet here, for the 2nd Battalion that the Tyranids have. Remain stationary of these. Remove the Neurophrope round. There's Smite and Psychic Scream to use here. Mortal Wounds may well be quite useful against the Thunderwolf Cavalry. This one's advanced to gone across here. Raveners have swung around. They're getting ready to shoot and then charge, and the Gene Stealers have moved across as well. This is the final screen that Tyranids have at their disposal on this flank. So 2 battles. As we said earlier, the game's split into 2 battles going on. This one here, the Tyranid heavy guns, and these units against the cavalry arm here of the Space Wolves army. Then across this side, one option was to screen and hold back, but we've gone for the attack instead here. So perhaps the showdown that we've all wanted to see. It looks like the Swarm Lord is going to try and take on Murderfang here in this battle. We'll see what happens. Looking forward to this fight. Leaving a corridor open, so the Hormagaunts have gone forwards. Gene Stealers have gone ahead. There's 8 of them left in that squad. And then the Brood Lord is just there, poised and ready to charge in as well, and then anchoring at the back with the heavy guns. Okay, so movement's complete. It's all or nothing here for the Tyranids. If our attack evaporates here, then the game's over for the Tyranids. Aaron will have a clear run straight towards the heavy guns for the Tyranids. And again, this has to be successful this turn, so we could see, or get an idea, I think, of the way the game's going to go, potentially here at the end of turn 2. Tyranids have a chance, though. They're going to get to strike first, potentially, in this turn. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. So here it comes. Smite. Straight ahead into that squad. And it goes off on a 5, just about. So, as Aaron can't resist here, so it is 2 mortal wounds taken. And it's going to be on this Thunderwolf Cavalry squad. And then we can manifest 2 psychic powers here. So we'll go Psychic Scream. And that goes off, I think, on a 5 or a 6. Yeah, it is a 5, so it has gone off. Aaron has a stratagem, potentially.
I'm going to play Talismanic Shield
for
1 command point.
Yes.
So I can attempt to deny as if I was a Psyker.
Fantastic. Very useful, and it should be able to deny this one. He does. He's blocked that. He knows his stratagems here. Very good. Have you used the Space Wolves yet?
No.
No. Well done, he's doing well here. And then we'll go Smite with this one. And it'll be against the same target within 18 inches. We need a 6 though for this one. An 8 has been scored. D3 mortal wounds. It is 3 mortal wounds caused against that squad. Okay, Psychic Powers helping out here. Yeah, so it's going to be a model slain and then the 2 wounds transferred over. Right, and the remaining power, we'll go for Catalyst. I'm going to put it onto the Gene Stealer squad. Try and make them a bit more resolute. Yes, it's gone off on a 6. So Catalyst for them. Just going to mark that up with a green token. Try and remember that during the combat phase. Psychers are finished round here. A little bit more Smite. And a few other powers available on this flank. So we go for Smite with the Brood Lord. With him. A 6, a 7 required, but he's on +1 because of his relic that he's taken. So that has gone off, and it's D3 mortal wounds, just the 1. So 1 blood clog gone. Okay, and then as the other powers, we'll go for the horror, and we'll put it onto Bjorn here. And that goes off on an 8 in total, so -1 to the hit rolls for Bjorn the Fell-Handed. He's still probably going to hit, but just to try and make it a little bit more difficult. We'll go Smite with the Swarm Lord. 8. Yeah, just about. It's gone off. D3 mortal wounds on Murderfang. 3. Okay. It's his debut, new model syndrome. His blades are clean. He's never attacked anybody yet, but he's let out as an attack here with Smite and caused 3 mortal wounds on Murderfang. Last power for the Swarm Lord Paroxysm. We'll put it onto Murderfang here, and that goes off on a 10. So Paroxysm has been cast, and that's gone on to Murderfang. Okay, so Psychic Phase finished. No complaints here. It's gone pretty well here for the Tyranids. Bringing one of the Blood Claws down, 3 wounds on Murderfang, and then across here, one of the Thunderdwarf Cavalry gone, 2 mortal wounds on another. Not too bad at all. And Catalyst put onto the Gene Stealer squad. We'll go on to Shooting Phase now. We'll see if the big guns can make any difference this time around. Okay, so Shooting Phase, we're going to fire the Exocrine. We're going to put 1 salvo into the Grey Hunters at the back, and then we'll fire again and go into the Wolfen just down here. Try and pick on 2 different targets if we can. So 6 shots, needing 3s. Go for the Grey Hunters first. It's better. It is better. We've played Pathnogenic Slime. That's been declared already. So +1 to our damage rolls. Here, so strength 7. Okay, 4 wounds have come for AP -3. So Aaron can lose or take 6 up saves or 5 ups on the Terminator.
I'll start with the Terminator.
5 up. Oh, he's blocked that. I can't believe it. Can't roll anymore. No, okay, he's gone. Okay. Could command reroll on.
No.
Terminator's dead then, and then it's going to be 6s on the remaining models. No, alright, so 2 models slain and the Terminator's gone. He tanked 1 of the wounds coming through. Okay, so that squad's taking that damage. And then we'll fire again. We'll go into the Wolfen. 3s to hit them. 3s to wound them. We're wounded. This is a lot better from the Tyranid artillery, and it's going to be AP -3.
No save.
No save at all, and it's damage 3. It's the first model. 3 5+.
Yep.
Is dead. The next model is alive.
Yeah.
Okay. 3 dice needing 5+ to keep him alive. No, so he's slain. And 1 more to go. Yeah, last one here to try and keep the last model alive. Just about no. Just a wipeout they gone. It's probably not worth the command reroll because I would get D3 mortal wounds on top of that as well, but they're gone. That's devastating firepower coming from the Exocrine. What a contrast to last turn. Okay, that gives the Tyranids hope here of being able to resist the Wolves. So this one, I think I must try and break through the shields on these Thunderdwarf Cavalry. We'll go for the tougher squad here. We'll put 3 shots into them. This is with the Tyranifex. It's missed. And we'll fire at them again. Got 2 hits. 2s to wound at strength 10. 1 wound comes through. 3 up in one save. Passed. Bounces off again. Okay, so that's that firepower done. We've got Death Spitters here. They're going to put their shots into those wolves over there to try and clear them off the central objective. 18 shots for the Death Spitters. Needing 4s. Not bad at all. It's AP -1 and it's strength 5, so 3s to kill them. Those dogs are gone. Yep. Destroyed with that firepower, so I've cleared them away as well. To try and clear away the bits around the edges, and then the tougher units have remained. But it just cuts down the options to the Space Horse, and it makes things a bit more straightforward as the Tyranids prepare to charge in. Yeah, it's a bit out of sync, but there's a Stinger salvo to fire from here. I'm going to put it into the weaker squad. 4s to hit. 4s to wound. Nope. And we're getting to shoot again because it remains stationary, so 3 hits. 2 wounds come for AP -1, so 3+ in one save. Passed. Alright. Alright, so Tyranifex, going to fire the Rupture Cannon. Should go against the Venerable Dreadnoughts. That's what we're going to go after. We're going to fire against him. And the Stinger Salvos are going to fire into the squad on this side, yeah, against them. So 4 shots. And a wound comes through. It's AP -1.
Okay. Terminator. Passed.
Passed the Terminator, yeah, 3+. Well played. And then 3 shots of the Rupture Cannon now against the Venerable Dreadnought. 2 hits. 3s to wound. They have both wounded, so here comes the Blizzard Shield rolls. 4+ in one save.
Shield 1, I think I will re-roll that.
Command reroll, here it comes.
Passed it.
Passed on 6, well done. Okay, rinse and repeat. Rupture Cannon, come on. 666! Sensing the Tyranids starting to grab the game by the horns here. 2 wounds. 2 wounds have come through. Yeah.
Come on. Pass them both.
Yeah.
4. Sorry.
Oh, 6 and 4.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Can't believe it. Stinger salvo. 2 hits. 2 wounds.
Okay.
-1.
Terminator failed.
Failed, and surely not. He's passed. All right, so 1 wound taken on the Terminator model. Okay, the potential's there. These are nasty enough. The Stinger salvo support coming through. The rupture cannon almost broke through that blizzard shield. Once we got through, they would have been D6 damage a time. So the potential's there. Struggling with this one, but not too bad. Then across here, really, it's been the exocrine that's shined here. It's caused a lot of damage this turn. That is the shooting phase finished here for the Tyranids. Not too bad from them. They've caused trouble on this flank for the Space Wolves. We're going to charges and Overwatch next. This is the deciding turn here for the Tyranids. Can they cause enough damage? We'll see what happens. All right, so charges taking place. There's a lot hanging on this turn for the Tyranids. If they do well, then the game can potentially go in their direction. See, if Aaron breaks through here and onto the guns, these are light tanks. So to pull out of combat, won't be able to shoot. So there's problems potentially here if Aaron does manage to get through. So this attack needs to be effective. Genestealers have made it into combat. No casualties taken. Aaron able to chuck a couple of grenades from these 2 Thunderwolf cavalry squads. Canis Wolfborn's been contacted by the Raveners across here, and then over on this flank, this battle taking place. The only charge that didn't go ahead was the Hormagaunts, too busy watching the Swarmlord fly past. Rolled a 1 and a 2 for his charge. Disaster. Command re-rolled and managed to roll a 4. So he's made it into close combat just about. Would have been disastrous if the Swarmlord didn't make it in, but he has. Then the Broodlords charged in, no damage, and then no damage here taken from the Bloodclaws as this unit of Tyranids has charged in. We haven't charged a squad across there, and there's a smaller squad of 3 with the Thunderhammer Terminator. They've not been contacted either, so instead of going for all the units here in close combat, we're just going to pick on a couple and try and maximise the damage against them. That's charges taking place. Here, Tyranids need to make impact this turn, otherwise the counterattack from the Space Wolves could cut their numbers down significantly. Too many Tyranids have died already in this game. We'll try and limit the damage here by killing the Space Wolves first. Aaron has interrupt play stratagem available. Be interesting to see where he chooses to interrupt and fight with one of his units. We're going to combat resolution now. The Tyranids will pick one of their units to fight. Here we go. All right, so it's a dreadful conundrum here for the Tyranids. Where do we fight first, knowing that Aaron's going to interrupt play? He's got 10 command points left to spend. Tyranids have 5. It's difficult choices, these, and then across here as well. Do we leave the Swarmlord at the mercy of Murderfang? Oh dear. And then down here as well, difficult choices to try and keep these Genestealers alive. I think I must fight first here with this unit of Genestealers, and then leave Aaron to choose where he wants to interrupt play. So we'll count up the number of attacks here. We're going to go for it. We're going to try and cause trouble with this unit of Genestealers. Just the danger of being wiped out before I even get a chance to fight here. So we're going to go for these. 6 models on each of those 2 squads. So this 6 is going to go against the fresh squad. We've got 10 or more models, so we're going to get again. Someone's not been sharpening the rending claws here. Look at that, it's horrific. Need 3s. Need that Broodlord over here, but he's nowhere near this sector. Toughness on you, Thunderwolf Cavalry?
5.
They are toughness 5. Okay. 5 have made it through. The rend ability is no different here because it's all 3+ invuln saves, so just 5 3+ saves to make.
So this is into which unit?
This is this squad here it's gone into. You should be able to keep all the models alive, which he has just about. 2 wounds taken, but crucially all 3 of those Thunderwolf Cavalry remain alive. Okay, so wounds caused. Yes, not quite good enough here. And then we'll go again. So 3, 6, 6, 6 and 6. This is the last 6 models going into the weakened Thunderwolf Cavalry squad. 3s to hit again. And once again, the rending claws. Not too bad this time, it's better. 5s to wound, and it's none. Oh dear. Gene Stealers are usually fantastic, but they have been very, very low impact in this game. Okay, so here come the 2 points. Yeah, fair enough. Interrupt play. Where are you going to fight? It is Murderfang. Okay, you're going to total up the dice. Oh no, Murderfang will fight here against the Swarmlord. The Decapitator is about to be attacked by Murderfang. Alright, it's just zooming in here so you get a closer view of the action. There is the Swarmlord, the Decapitator, the Decimator of Mankind. And he's about to take on Murderfang here in a fight to the death. Okay, so Murderfang's going to fight. There is paroxysm that's been cast on him, but we reckon the stratagem just overrules that. So Aaron can still fight here. That stratagem overrules that roll. So
I'm going to put Touch of the Wild on Murderfang as well. So forwards give additional hits. An additional hit.
Yeah.
So 6 attacks.
There'll be a little bit of satisfaction here from Aaron because he had this against him, and Mortarion was brought down on turn 1, so now he's going to roll.
Okay, that's a fail. He has 2s.
Yeah, he's 2s to hit. No reroll ones because.
Yeah, but I've got an extra 4 hits there.
It's okay. Oh boy.
Okay, and he is strength 12.
Yeah, we're toughness 7, so 3s to wound, and it's re-rollable.
Okay.
That's loads. Aaron will give us the total. 8 in total here on the Swarmlord. Minus 3. Right, 8. 3 plus invuln saves. Ooh, wow. Okay, I'm going to command reroll this one. Yes, 3 damage taken. Come on, the Broodlord survived. Okay, so that's that combat result. We'll leave him. There's no need to fight with him next. We'll go through the different charges here. So maybe we'll do the Raveners next as they try and chomp their way through Canis Wolfborn. Okay, so Raveners now, 24 attacks with their Rending Claws. In 3s. It's a pretty good roll here, actually. Yeah, it's not bad at all. So their Rending Claws are sharp enough. 5s to wound, though. Aaron is toughness 5. And we've scored a heap of 6s. Oh, man, there's big trouble here for Canis Wolfborn. Does he have any invuln save? No. No, okay. So he's taken... There's 1 save at -1.
Okay, so that's 4 up then.
4 plus... No, you might want to reroll because there's 5 here that have come through at AP -4. So if you want to command reroll to keep him alive, here it comes. Now, Canis Wolfborn, total number of wounds on him?
6.
6 scored. He's dead.
Yeah. -3, did you say, or -4?
-4.
-4.
Yeah, these are Rens. Yeah, he's gone. Not bad from the Raveners. That's the reason why we didn't deep strike them in, just to lend a bit of extra support. We knew the game would get tasty here on turn 1, turn 2, so we kept the Raveners as a reserve, but kept them on the board, and they've come to the rescue here partly, and Canis Wolfborn is gone. Yeah, there is a stratagem where Aaron could fight after he's died, but I think he may well be saving that for the for this flank here of Murderfang. All right, so Broodlord next. Okay, so Broodlord then, just fighting against the Blood Claws. 2s for hits, 5 hits. 3s for wounds. They've all wounded. 3 of them come through AP -6, which is utterly ridiculous. Then 2 of them come through AP -3.
Okay.
That squad's been shredded here, unless the Terminator tries to tank the hits.
Try it.
5 plus invuln.
No, it's 2.
It's damage 3. So Terminator's gone.
Okay.
Then another 2 Marines automatically slain, and then another 2 need 6 pluses to survive.
Yep.
No, the Broodlord's cut through that squad like a knife through butter here. Yeah, so 1 model left alive in that squad. Broodlord's just made his consolidation move in. Next to fight with the Gene Stealers, all of their attacks to go into the squad there. It's 7 models in total to try and get through. So 8 in the squad. So not getting the extra attack now. But the Broodlord's nearby, so we'll be on 2s to hit. Roll this one. Good few 1s. But not bad. And then we'll be on... just checking that's all 2s yet. Be on 4s to wound now. Yeah, this is better. Yeah, this is a lot better coming through. So finally, Gene Stealers have adapted to their enemy here. So 2 come through at AP -4, and the rest are AP -1. There's 8 of those at AP -1. So tough choice to make. Does he tank them on the Terminator again?
Yeah, I'll tank the -1s on the Terminator to start off with.
Good idea, yeah, okay. 3+, pass that one.
That's fine.
Yeah, we'll count these down. She's got through 3.
4,
yeah.
Nope, failed 1.
Okay.
Okay. Passed. Passed.
Terminator doing his job.
Passed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 5+ on the Terminator. Has to use the Terminator now. This is for the AP -4.
Nope.
Finally, the Terminator's slain, but he saved the squad, and then 1 Marine slain after that with that -6 or -4. No, he's done his job. And those blood claws by themselves could be enough to wipe those Gene Stealers out. So good work from them. All right, Swarmlord. Here he comes. His debut. 2s. 2 1s. Oh boy, no pressure. Come on. 3s to wound. There's enough potential here to destroy this character. Yeah. AP -3. That's a mortal wound. No, I think I've got him. I don't think I need to use a command reroll, so I'll leave it as it stands. So it's going to be 3 6+ armor saves to make here on Murderfang to try and keep him alive. There is a 6. No, all right. So that is a total of 6 damage. One of the wounds was a 6, which is a mortal wound. So 7. It's already taken damage from the psychic phase, so Murderfang is dead. As Aaron's he's gonna play this card. So fair's fair. I used it against him and brought Mortarion down, so now he's going to play only Endeavour to duty end against the Swarmlord. See if you detonate first, that might give you a few extra wounds. No, I did. That was what killed Mortarion actually in that game. All right, so no spoilers there, by the way, if you haven't seen the game already. So, well, you die. Well, there is no profile of him, isn't he? Because he just fights. Yeah. Fights. Great. Okay, here he comes. And Touch of the Wild is still in play. Oh, come on, keep the Swarmlord alive.
Yeah. So that's another 4 hits.
Oh man. Rerolling wounds.
Rerolling wounds. Okay.
Oh no, I think we're gone. 9.
No,
8, okay. Same as last time. Okay. I'll do these one at a time. 3+ in 1 save. Passed. Passed. Come on. Failed. I can't do anything about it, so I've taken 3 wounds. Come on, Decapitator, stay alive. Yeah, he's still alive. Yeah, he survived. He's still alive. Yes, come on. Oh, he's down to 3 wounds left. But what a debut! He's managed to stay alive from a double attack against a Touch of the Wild Murderfang. Unbelievable. The Swarmlord lives for how much longer? I don't think it's going to last much longer at all. But that's quite an achievement from the Decapitator. Okay, there's no point really in pushing forwards a consolidation. So the Decapitator just pivots and faces off there against the rest of the Space Wolves. That's his combat's resolved. So, in which case, Aaron can fight back across here, and then also across here as well with the Blood Claws. So plenty of combat still to resolve here. All right, so squad leaders, this is with the Power Axe. So 3 attacks for him, and he was charged, so 4 attacks. Okay. 2s. 3s to wounds against the Gene Stealers here. 3 make it through. Past 1, but 2 Gene Stealers slain. Here we go, going to lose these quickly here. So 2 brought down. I'll just mark them up. And then here, two attacks each. Chainswords them charged, so 8 attacks in total for them.
Rerolling.
It might be a stretch for 6 base to base, maybe. Yeah, fine. Okay, so rerolling 1s.
Yep. Okay.
And again, 3s to wound. 5.
Wound 5. Yeah.
Thunderwolf Cavalry. They've been good in this game, but have dodged 1 but taken 4 casualties. In fact, I need to try and keep you away from my guns. So it's going to be difficult.
Jaws.
Yeah, crushing teeth and claws. Oh, he's going to get through these ginsters pretty quick.
9.
Here it comes.
2s, rerolling.
Rerolling ones, yeah.
Okay.
Threes to wound.
3s to wound. That is 2, 4, 6, 7.
He's going to do it here. Yay, well, we've blocked 4. 3 more casualties taken. 1, 2. Oh, we'll keep that on. 1, 2, 3. We'll play it that way. And Aaron will then go on to this squad here. He should be able to bring them down.
So we'll do the 2,000s first. I'll hit.
Yep. 5 wounds. Dead. Wipe out. Well played. And then a consolidation move available with this weakened squad just here. So it's an amazing ability for the Space Wolves to chew through units so quickly. You can see the massive heap of dead Tyranid infantry units here. Just couldn't really advance or consolidate too far. The Raveners, the closest enemy unit. So, Blood Claws, yeah, this flank's pretty much complete over here. So onto this flank to resolve the attacks here. Yep, so the Lone Marine against the Broodlord.
He doesn't reroll once. What's the
toughness? Why? It could be toughness 5 here. Yeah, then 5. Yes, no wounds come through. It's toughness 5. Then 5 Marines here. So you're on 15 attacks. 2s to hit.
Rerolling actually because of Ulrich.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
4s to wound.
There's 3, 7.
Not bad. And I have 7 dice exactly. 5s. You block 2. 5 casualties taken. Let's cut those gene stealers down as well. Alright, so I think that rounds combats off here. We've just been discussing the game here, the way it's going, and talking about the resilience of the Space Wolves. They are solid here, and they're performing very well against the Tyranids. So this could be an army that does well in the league. We'll see. A very strong philosophy of the Space Wolves. Haven't gone for Space Marine gunline with these. Have gone for committing virtually all the army for close combat. It seems to be paying off here. They are mincing their way through this Tyranid army, causing a lot more casualties than they're able to dish out. Well, it caused some trouble. But we've been saying that Aaron still has yet to commit some of his stronger units. The Wolf Lord has yet to be committed to the battle. Then Bjorn the Fell-Handed has yet to fight as well. And there's also a Venerable Dreadnought available, plus some other characters over on this flank as well. So Space Wolves looking very strong. And they have a turn in their favour now as well. A chance for them to cause real trouble for the Tyranids. A breakthrough potentially can occur across here. This guy is going to make short work of them if he does go for that target. And then across here, I can't imagine the Tyranids lasting too long on this flank either. And then Aaron can push on in this direction. So it's looking good here for the Space Wolves. A little bit of morale to resolve, and then we'll push on to turn 2 for the Space Wolves. All right, so morale's resolved. Everyone's holding their ground here, all the Space Wolf units, even the ones that are taking heavy casualties, they've passed morale, no problem. Okay, so we're going to turn 2 for the Space Wolves. This could be the breaking point here in this game. Turn 2 coming up next for the forces of the Imperium. All right, so Aaron making his moves. It's been an enjoyable game, this one. We've really enjoyed the close combat focus here in this game, and it's been quite a display here to watch the resilience of the Space Wolves and the amount of casualties they've been able to cause here. And we're seeing a point here in the game where they're able potentially to break through here and push the game well into their favour. And this, at the end of this turn 2, is where points can be picked up for objectives being held as well. All right, so just around this side here for the Space Wolf movement, you can see them pushing through here. The Venerable Dreadnought's going to take on the Decapitator. Then this is a Lone Marine from a squad, is on objective number 4. Then pushing forwards, holding back with the Iron Priest. Then Bjorn the Fell-Handed pushing through. This squad continuing to fight against the Gene Stealers. Ulrich the Slayer's pushed through against the Broodlord. And then this squad of 3, including the Terminator with the Thunderhammer and Storm Shield, has moved through, and then this larger squad here with the Terminator with the twin Frost Claws. This squad sitting on top of the containment, ready to lend once again some firepower support. Then there's an emptiness here in the middle of the table, and then it is the Wolf Lord on the Thunderdwarf mount is going to go after the Raveners. This squad is going to hold on to objective number 3 and has backed down now from the container just to hide behind there. And the 2 units of Thunderdwarf cavalry poised and ready to charge as well. That is movement done. We'll go on to shooting phase next. Right, so Grey Hunters, they're going to shoot. They're going to offload all that they have into the Swarm Lord. They're going to try and take him down. He only gets a 4+ invuln save for shooting attacks.
So bolters first.
Bolters, and it's tactical doctrine in action at the moment.
So that's all hit. Yeah.
Good shooting from them. 5s to wound. Can they wound this beast? 2. 4 ups, because AP -1. Fouled both. I don't believe it. We're down to 1 wound left. And the plasma gun hits. Wounds. 4+ invuln save. Yes. Okay, still alive. Stormbolts now from the Venerable Dreadnought. Rerolling 1s, yeah. All hit, 5s to wound. 2 wounds. And it's -1 again, 4+. No. Yes, okay. Don't know whether it's worth the command reroll to keep him alive. Yeah, we'll stretch him out for as long as we can. 4+. Still alive. You have to fire something else at him. Okay, the Iron Priest, Hellfrost Pistol.
Yeah. We'll put it.
Okay, here it comes. It's going against the Swarm Lord here. 3s to wound, strength 8.
6.
Aye, boy, oh boy. That 6 might mean something. I think that might even be a mortal wound. We'll see if we can pass our 4+ invuln save first. We don't. No command roll left. He's dead. Wouldn't mind blowing up here. No. Swarm Lord's gone. Not too bad. I'm not going to complain about him in his first debut here, but the Decapitator is no more, as he'll be removed from play, and he will... Well, no, his DNA will be recorded, and an exact replica of him will be created. Or he's still alive, perhaps, and he'll be patched up, and will live to fight another day, but he's gone. Yeah, Bjorn's moved, and the Horror's cast on him as well, actually, so 4s for hits against the Tyranofex. 2 2s. Missed. Okay. So Tyranofex has survived, I think, this turn. Okay, he's going to command reroll this one. Going to try and get the hit.
Yep.
Oh, he's got a 6. Well done. And the wound comes through. Get a save this time, because it's tactical doctrine. 6 up. No. Damage is 4. It's pretty good. 6s again. Feel no pain. Yeah, blocked 1. So 3 more wounds taken, down to 6 with him. So he'd be almost dead if it wasn't for the Hive Fleet and the ability to 6+ feel no pain, the ability to regenerate wounds as well. So he's down to 6 here, still very much alive. Pistols in close combat, 5 shots needing 4s. Rerolling 1s for Bjorn.
Right. Okay.
And 4s to win 2. Yeah, it's helped. 2 Gene Stealers slain. Well done.
Yeah, 2 frag first.
2 frag grenades. Going to fire 2 squads at the same time. They're all going after this large squad of Hormagaunts.
11.
11 frag grenade shots.
6.
The rest will fire their pistols.
10, 11.
4s though, blood claws. Rerolling 1s.
Okay.
A Bjorn nearby. And then 4s to win. Strength 3, toughness 3.
2 wins.
6 ups. Double 6. Grenade resistant. Oh my god. Okay. Then pistols.
6 pistols.
6 pistols in total. Terminators can't fire, and then -2 models that are throwing grenades.
Okay, reroll 1. Okay.
2.
2 at -1.
Oh, dead. Right, okay.
We'll do the crack grenade.
Yeah, Ulrich the Slayer. Crack grenade being thrown. 2 is a miss. Probably. Well, just double check. He might be ballistic skill 2+, maybe. Yeah, he's 2+, so it's a hit and a wound on a 3+.
Yep.
Maybe -1. Got him. D3 wounds. 3 wounds. Crack grenades all the way. Well done. All right, so we're on a roll here, crack grenade. So crack grenade from him. Yeah, 2+ with the Wolf Lord. Rerolling 1s for shooting.
Himself. Okay, hit.
3s to wound.
Nope.
Doesn't wound, yeah, on a 2.
Okay, and with cavalry, hits. Doesn't wound.
No wound.
And these guys here, it's
Going against the Neurophrope. Does wound. 3+ invuln to save a Neurophrope. Passed with him. And you reckon a shooting phase finished. Yeah, okay. Charges and Overwatch next. Alright, so charges and Overwatch have taken place. It's been good here for the Space Wolves. So, no damage on Overwatch here. All 3 models are contacted, all 3 of mine. So the Neurophrope, the Exocrine, and the Tyrannifex. The other squad swung around to support the Wolf Lord against the Raveners. And then across here, now the Swarm Lord's gone. The Hormagaunts have been contacted by 2 squads of Bloodclaws and the Venerable Dreadnought as well. Then 5 Bloodclaws against the Lone Gene Stealer, and then the Brood Lord, who's been wounded, has now been caught out here by Bjorn the Fell-Handed, oh dear, and then Auric the Slayer's got stuck into close combat as well. So, pick a combat. Tyranids have 3 command points left, so we could interrupt play here. So now Aaron has to choose where he wants to fight first. Yes, Aaron's going to choose to fight. He's trying to weigh up the best combat to choose. The choice was between this one. The Raveners are dangerous enough if they can interrupt play. If Aaron doesn't go first across there. And the other one is the Brood Lord. Potentially it could cause enough damage to take on Beyond the Fell-Handed. But I think Aaron's going to go for this combat here first of all. So Captain's 4 attacks. His Space Marine that's charged, so 5 attacks. He has the Wolfenstone. Yep. Yeah, 6 attacks for him.
And I'm going to put Touch of the Wild on him.
Is it for characters? Yeah.
Yeah.
Touch of the Wild. Oh no. It's utterly ridiculous. Space Wolves are incredible now. They really are good. So oh no. They've all hit.
3
and 3 extra hits. 9 hits. What have I created here with this kit-bashed Wolf Lord here on the Thunderwolf mount? Nice. Okay, and then 2s to wound. 2s to kill.
2s to kill, yeah.
Yeah, because AP -3 and 3 damage. They're gone.
Yep. 6, 7.
7. Okay. And they were there, then they're gone. Right, not going to consolidate. He's now fulfilled his Deed of Legend, so he's going to get an extra attack on the charge down. He's going to... Well, he still gets that anyway, actually, so he probably would have had an extra attack back there. But anyway, doesn't matter. But he now grants that extra attack to units within 6 inches as well. So not that there's too many targets left for the Space Wolves to take on. They've smashed their way through the Tyranids on this flank. They've now finally reached the artillery units at the back. Interrupting play, I think I must with the Brood Lord, so we'll interrupt with him. So, yeah, I've interrupted play with the Brood Lord. 2 command points here. We're going to put all of our attacks into Beyond the Fell-Handed. Bit of pride here. 2s for hits. 5 of hit. 5s for wounds. 6s would be excellent. 1's made it through. AP -6. So it goes straight through. It's 3 damage. But you do get 5+ ignoring damage with Beyond the Fell-Handed.
Ignore 2 of them. So
1 wound taken. Superb stuff. Just the off chance we could have brought him down. We squandered 2 command points there, but I think we had to try and fight first at least with him. Okay, so you can now proceed on with charging units at your leisure. Okay. So pick a flank, pick a unit. Here it comes.
We'll maybe go with the Bloodclaws.
Bloodclaws here, you're going to try and chew their way through the Hormagaunts. It's ridiculous amount of attacks here. So we're saying the Terminator, 2 attacks base, a Space Marine that's charged, a Bloodclaw that's charged with Berserk charge, and then his weapons as well, the twin Frost Claws. So 5 attacks for the Terminator. Okay. At 2s to hit. Rerolling 1s? No. Okay, and then 3s to wound. Rerollable.
Yeah.
All of them. AP -1. Or 2, whatever it is. 4 Hormagaunts brought down. Then it'll be from this squad 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Bloodclaws with their chainswords. 1 attack each, but they charge, they have chainswords, and it's Berserk charge, so 4 attacks each. So that's a total of 24 attacks for 6 models. Okay, I did it to your box walkers. So fair's fair. 2s for hits. No rerolls available here. Where's Ulrich? Ulrich, no, he's too far away. He's over there.
Yeah.
3s to wound. It's loads. Loads and loads.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14.
14, okay. 14 saves coming up, 6 plus. We save 1, 13 dead, and that could be enough for the wipeout here. So, resolved yet. That is the wipeout. So all of that squad's gone. Aaron's not consolidated. They're happy. Task complete. Screen removes. Just the Broodlord has already taken 3 wounds. 1 Gene Stealer left. And then Aaron has this entire flank secure and able to push on to the heavy guns at the back. So looking grim here for the Tyranids. I think as we predicted, really, we saw this coming. Here once our attack failed, Aaron's counterattack has been relentless here against the Tyranids. So Bjorn,
6 attacks.
with the True Claw, 2s to hit. This is against the Broodlord.
Rerolling ones, just as well.
Rerolling 1s.
Okay. And this is going to be...
It's going to be 2s to wounds. Must be. Yeah, 2s for wounds. They've all wounded. So we'll take 5 plus invuln saves here. Block 2. So it's only going to be 3d6 damage. 9. Broodlord slain. So we're back over this side. There's 1 Gene Stealer left to try and get rid of, but Aaron needs to fight first with units that have charged. So it's this unit of Thunderwolf Cavalry next. Okay, so Aaron's going to try and grind down these 2 monsters here. That's what he's going to go after. So this one's going to attack against the... 2 are going to go into him.
2, yeah.
2, okay. So this guy here, 3 attacks to the squad leader. Charged. 4 attacks.
4 attacks, yeah.
Yeah. I too far away from any of the other pluses going on.
2s.
5s to wound.
No.
No wounds coming through. This is with a power axe. And then with the chainsword.
You get 4.
4, yeah.
I'll hit.
5s to wound. Wound comes through. So we take a 3-up armor save. Pass, just about. Then down here, 4 attacks.
1 wound.
3-up. Pass. And then teeth and claws. 6 attacks against the Exocrine. 3 attacks against the Trinifex.
2 wounds.
These wolves here biting at the heels of these big monsters. AP -1. 2 wounds caused. Okay. So 2 wounds caused on him and then 3 attacks into this one.
I'll hit. 1 wound.
1 wound. Past that one. Okay, so just 2 wounds caused here against the Exocrine. Okay, so we've actually resolved the remaining combats here. Managed to cause a wound. We took out one of the Thunderwolf cavalry mounts here, attacking back with these creatures. So a little bit of a consolation there, but crucially still locked down in close combat. And across here, the lone Gene Stealer was brought down quite easily. You can consolidate if you want to with them. 3 more inches forwards. Just, yeah, Aaron will push forwards with them. Okay, and that rounds off the end of the turn. So we can calculate points now being scored. We're going to get a point here for holding this one. We've now... Ooh, no, we have 1, 2 models in range. Aaron has 3, so he's got that one. He's picked up that one. There's no one on the central objective, but the one that's worth 2 points, Aaron controls. That's objective number 4. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 points picked up, and then 1 point picked up here for the Tyranids. So now the Space Wolves starting to get a nice lead here in this game. Turn's finished. Morale's already been resolved. The Space Wolves are ahead. It looks set to stay that way. We're going to the 3rd turn now for the Tyranids. A last gasp from them. Alright, so movement complete for the Tyranids on turn 3. Just going to sit still. I know he's in trouble, but we're going to remain where we are. We put a wound back on for our high fleets back up to 7, but we're going to be on 5+ now for our ballistic skill. I think the final salvo to try and perhaps take out the Venerable Dreadnought. Across here, the ray of hope that we have is to potentially smite our way out of trouble. So in the psychic phase, clear away these models here and then unleash some firepower with the artillery beasts. That's the last chance I think that we have. So no movement taking place here or here. We're going to psychic phase next. Alright, so here we go. Smite. Here it comes. It goes off. D3 mortal wounds. Oh, yeah. 1. Kamari roll. 2. It's enough to bring down that model there. Oh, close. Okay, then we'll go for Psychic Scream. Goes off on an 8. 5 plus. Aaron might want to use his talisman card. Where's all your command points gone? You've only got 1 left.
Yeah.
You had 10 or what, a minute ago. They're all gone. Okay. Here it comes. 5 plus to rescue this unit. No, it's a 1. Oh dear. Blunder. It's oh god. Okay. Oh dear. If only I could turn back time. Aaron's taking models away from here. Good play, because now I'm ready with Smite to pick off the last model, but now they're the closest unit. So, oh dear. Right, carry on. It's a 9. And it would have been enough. Okay, and it's overflows. So model slain from there. Not too bad, actually. Brought down some models quite effectively here in the psychic phase. Not too bad at all. But it's a shame. Didn't quite clear. What do we have? He's freed up. Yeah, so he's freed. Okay, so we've half achieved our objective. Psychic phase finished. And now we have a shooting phase. 2 Tyranid to fire. So he has to fire across there. The last Thunderdwarf cavalry mount. So we'll fire... Yeah, hang on. If we fire here and bring him down, I still can't fire at him because of him. Yeah. Never mind. I can dream. 2 6s and a 5. Okay, 2s to wound. 2 wounds come through, so 3 plus invuln saves here. Ooh, failed.
Yeah.
Last command point on a storm shield. Passed. Oh, blast. Okay, we'll fire him again. 4s. 2 hits. 2s to wound. Yeah, 2 wounds come through. 3 plus invuln save. Gosh, I was going to say we got him. 6 and 5. Oh, okay, 0 impact. Space Wolves deflecting rupture cannon shots on storm shields here. Okay, we're going to fire him into the Venerable Dreadnought. Bit of pride here for the Tyranids. I do like the Tyranid is sitting at the back with their firepower. 5s. Got a hit. Didn't wound. Okay, we'll fire again. Got 1 hit. Not going to destroy this thing. Did get a wound. 4 plus invuln save on the Blizzard Shield. Yep. Got through. 2 wounds caused. Okay. Venerable Dreadnought gets a 6 plus feel no pain, I believe. Okay. Alright, so 2 wounds taken. Something for your Iron Priest to be occupied with. Those wounds can be restored. Okay. Stinger Salvos as well to fire. Yeah, Stinger Salvos, I've remembered those again. They've all been resolved. No damage here. Aaron passed an invuln save. And across here, fired at the Terminator squad, or the squad with the Terminator inside it. Aaron tanked a number of wounds, but 1 wound was taken. That shooting phase finished. Charges, none. Just ongoing combats across here to resolve. Right, so combats have been resolved off camera. 2 damage here from the Exocrine, and the wound got through. That's with powerful limbs. So we have actually cleared the Thunderdwarf cavalry away from base contact, and so these artillery pieces are available. Once again, looking quite strong, but Aaron's resources not entirely gone on this flank. Still has 1 Thunderdwarf cavalryman left, and crucially the Warlord there, looking to make a hero of himself. I think now's the opportunity for him. Turn's finished for the Tyranids. It's desperate for them at this stage. No resources left. We'll go on to the 3rd turn for the Space Wolves, see if they can close in for the kill. Alright, so movement's done on turn 3. As you can see, it's quite simple really. Just head straight towards the big monster as quick as you can. First person prize for the first person to reach it in close combat. And then across here, again heading straight towards the monsters here with the Thunderdwarf cavalry, the last man alive there in that squad, and then across here the Wolf Lord on the Thunderdwarf cavalry mount moving forwards as well. As yet unnamed actually for him. Don't have a name for this guy, so you're welcome to leave suggestions for a name here for this hero. But the nameless character advances regardless here, seeking a saga in this battle. We'll go on to shooting phase next to the Space Wolves on turn 3. Okay, Bjorn's going to spoil it for everybody here. He's going to try and gun the monster down with his last cannon shooting. 2 hits. Oh, please. 3s to wound. Oh, they've both wounded. AP -3. 6+. No. 2d6 damage. Aaron's rolled 2 2s. Okay, so 4. Remain stationary. 6s. Nope. So down to 3 wounds left. Almost slain. Okay. You still might be able to do it, actually. Frag and crack grenades being thrown, heavy storm bolters being fired.
Yeah, I'll do storm bolter here.
Okay, storm bolter. You rolling ones? No, there's no one nearby. 6 to wound. Toughness 8 on this thing.
Okay.
Crack grenades.
Crack grenades from those 2.
Yeah, 4 pluses.
Nope.
No, okay, and then some bolt pistols. Yeah, 9 bolt pistol shots in total, just merging a couple of squads together here. 4s for hits. Rerolling 1s, actually. Bjorn's nearby. It's going to be 6s to wound, though. It's Assault Doctrine now, so it's AP -1. 4 up. You picked to wound off. Okay, down to 2 wounds left. And we're just looking around to see if there's anything else that can fire at this thing.
Yeah, they're just
Out of range there with the supporting Grey Hunter squad. Okay.
We'll stick a couple of crack grenades into the big...
Turn effects, yep.
There. Oh, Lord. Hits. Hits to wound.
Hits the other guy, yeah. Strength 6, toughness 8, no. Okay. And that looks like shooting phase finished, yeah, okay. Charges and Overwatch next. Alright, so Bloodclaw squad's made it in, just as we thought that was the only 2 units to make it in. Needing a 10 and rolled double 6, so Bjorn the Fell-Handed has ran across the board here, eager to get the final kill here on this flank. Well done to the Space Wolves on this flank, they have done really, really well. And then across here, charges have gone ahead. Apart from the Exocrine, that's not been contacted. The Wolf Lord swung around here instead, and he's also made contact with the Neurophrope, and then this squad member as well from the Thunderwolf Cavalry has charged in. So I can't interrupt play. I've got 1 command point left.
I think I'll go Bjorn first.
Bjorn the Fell-Handed. Okay.
Yeah, so 5 attacks +1 for charges.
Yeah, 6. And then we're on Savage Fury. Now any 6s is going to pop extra hits. And there's a 6. And you can reroll 1s. And there's another 6. So
just add that in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
3s to wound. The True Claw could be re-rollable. It probably is, yep. 3s to wound. Oh no.
Okay, that's 6 wounds.
AP -3, hopefully.
-4.
-4, nothing I can do about it.
D6?
Yep. Just destroyed a Bane Blade almost.
15, 19, 21.
21 wounds. Okay, we'll roll up. Oh, feel no pain. 6+. No, I don't get it because you're within an inch.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. Let's roll a 6 to see if we can flail around and bring things down. No, we don't. Okay, so turn effects, Gyon, flank secure, game secure as well by the looks of it. But we'll let the Wolf Lord fight next to see if he can bring the other turn effects down. A simultaneous turn effects destruction here potentially with the Wolf Lord. So he's 4 attacks. He's a Space Marine that's charged. 5 attacks. He has the Wolfenstein as another attack. And then he has fulfilled his Saga. Another attack on top of that as well. And then unmodified 6s will generate extra hits. And he's re-rolling 1s as well.
Okay, so he's already got...
Full hit and an extra hit.
Yep.
Okay. 4.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3s to wound. AP -4, isn't it? Because you're Assault Doctrine now. AP extra. So I can't stop it. And it's just 12 damage.
12 damage, 1 wound left.
1 wound left.
Oh, and it's mount, of course.
Yes, the Mount fighting here. 3 attacks. All hit. And an extra hit as well. Savage Fury.
To wound.
6 and a 5. I've not seen dice rolling like this for a long time.
-1.
-1, -2.
-2, yeah.
5s. Oh, okay. He's died, and then a 6+ to explode. No, the other turn effects is gone. And I think we're just going to have to stop now. Okay? So we'll leave the game where it is. And I'm going to concede at this point. Yeah, it's finished. There's no need to... Yes, this game is over. I'm going to concede here at this point. But in fact, what an amazing result here for the Space Wolves. They've decimated the Tyranids here. It's been a slaughter. Game could have gone the other way, maybe. But Tyranid attacks were repelled here by the Space Wolves, and they continued their advance on both flanks, and they have virtually wiped the Tyranids out here. So great victory here. You know, great stories will be told around the campfire this evening as the Space Wolves celebrate a fine victory. It's great to see them in action. I've hardly seen them on the channel. The army's been revamped, new models added in, and now we're entering them into the league. There's an even chance for them, perhaps the first time on the channel, and they really have shined here in this game. We'll total up points for this turn. We'll end it here, and then we'll get a total score for this battle as well. So points being picked up. The active objective was that one. So Aaron gets 2, 3. You got this one, 4. And 5, so 5 points picked up. This all helps in the league because we're using objective points picked up in games as like a goal difference here to separate armies that have an equal score for victories and draws and so on. So points being picked up, it is very, very useful here. So a fine tally being picked up by the Space Wolves. They can add another 5 to their total. Okay, so yeah, we've got a final score now. So total number of objective points being scored for the Space Wolves is 12. They have Line Breaker. Yes, definitely. Across here as well. Slay the Warlord and First Strike picked up as well. So 15 points. That's a great score for our league games. Tyranids got 4 points here. They started off okay, got 3 points at the start, and then found themselves in trouble on turn 2 onwards. So 15 for the final score. A great grand victory here for the Space Wolves as they mark their entry into the league. It's far from over yet. Still 2 games to go for both sides. The Tyranids have lost this first game, but they've still got 2 more chances to try and keep themselves in the league. And I still think they have an army that has potential. We'll see how well they cope against other factions in the league. But in this particular battle, the Space Wolves are victorious, and they've done it in style. Okay. Units of the game, we've been discussing it here. Number of contenders for both sides. Plenty of options for the Space Wolves for sure. Honourable mention is going to go to the Bloodclaws. Fantastic in close combat, excellent at clearing screens, and working quite well with the Terminator buried in each squad. Also going to mention the Thunderwolf Cavalry, solid as a rock. Very difficult for the Tyranids to try and break through, but Aaron is going to give it to the Wolf Lord here. A solid character, and especially effective as a mopping up unit here towards the end of the game, just smashing his way through one target after another. Tyranids, gonna give it to honourable mention to my backline artillery. Not too bad firepower from them, especially the Exocrine, pretty good. I'm going to give it to the Swarm Lord. He took down Murderfang, and with pretty good psychic powers, then in close combat, it's pretty good from him. So I'm going to give it to the Swarm Lord. And he helped direct Gene Stealer units. Not that they were too effective in this battle, but he helped direct the Gene Stealer units and help them push ahead to get into close combat nice and quickly. So that's units of the game for both sides. That is the battle. Keep a lookout for more League games here on YouTube, and of course over on the Plus channel as well, playing an equal number of games split between YouTube and the Plus channel website. But in this game here, the Imperium has tasted victory. The Tyranids will retreat and adapt and fight again, all being well in the future. Great battle. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.